Hello and welcome to 360 Gamercast, episode 186 for Tuesday, the 7th of November 2023. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamertag, Pearson ID, Steam ID, Webby360G, and joining me today is...
Since Switch.
And that's it, just me and Darren. Graham is busy,
Ooh.
Nick is busy. Just the cool dudes are here. So... it's not going to be a super long one, so I do apologise. I know it's a Patreon week, but these things happen. Now, before we started the show, we did have a discussion, and I know people have been missing out, have been missing the specials that we've been doing, that we had been doing for the Patreon. I know it's been a little while, so we're going to kick that back off from the next Patreon episode. Now, we're going to either be doing one or two things, which we've not decided 100% on yet. Now, we are still missing the Nintendo handheld special because we were meant to be getting Alex on, but he's busy, so that's not happened. So we're going to try and maybe get that done in a couple of weeks with maybe Stunty if he's available. Or if not, we're going to do a Neo Geo special because Darren has always been a Neo Geo kid. So... that would be a really good episode to talk about the Neo Geo. Anyway, so one of the two is going to happen, and we're going to try and do more specials in the future because I know it's been lacking a little bit recently. So, yeah, that's where we are. We're going to try and do that for everybody. Something a little bit different, right? So, yeah, I'm looking forward to talking about other things. It'll be good. So that's where we're at there. So. Let's get into the podcast, shall we? Now, Darren, I've played quite a few different games this week, so I'm going to talk about, well, not now, but when I get to a bit later on, I'll probably end up having to talk about two or three in one go, because I know what you're like. You don't play a lot sometimes, do you? So, depending on how many you've played, I guess. Yeah. All good?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to kick off with a new game first and foremost, which I was a silly man and bought it. The full game's not out till later on in the week, Friday, I think, but the campaign's in early access now, and that is Modern Warfare 3. Yeah. Now I was a bit on the fence because. Obviously, it's 60 quid, and initially there wasn't even meant to be a new Call of Duty this year, was there? Now, there's lots of rumours as to why, and one of those rumours is that the reason that they put out a full game this year is so Activision would finish off their contract with PlayStation. So, because of the buyout, though, the Microsoft buyout of Activision. So, there's that. And... see, I've only played the first 3 missions, so I can't give a massive review. However, this isn't really a separate game because when I downloaded it onto Steam, it's literally in the DLC section for Modern Warfare 2. Seriously, like this is meant to be a separate game, and it's acting as DLC for the previous game, which I think's a bit shitty. So you're pretty much paying 60 quid for a DLC add-on. Now, obviously, when the full game comes out, you're going to get the new multiplayer maps and the zombie mode. But I think that's about it because everything else is free to play. All the Warzone and that is free to play. So I'm still on the fence as to if it's actually going to be value for money. Now, I did watch some videos of the new zombies mode. And I'm on a bit on the fence with it, and I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy it, but it basically just looks like DMZ mode, but with zombies. So, I don't know. I have to see what it's like next week, but I'm going to be getting on with D-Twin on the weekend and checking that out. Now, campaign-wise, I'm not sold at the minute. Now... and the reason for that is the first mission was really good. You know, it was the old school kind of Call of Duty mission. It's in a prison. Stuff happens and you just funneled through lots of action. And I was like, yeah, man, Call of Duty, because the campaigns are usually like those kind of missions, right? You're funneled through, maybe with your crew and stuff like that, right? Great. Got to the second mission and the third mission. They're exactly the same. The way that I can describe these is it's like a mini Warzone map and you're chucked in. And what I mean by Warzone is it is exactly like Warzone. There's you jump in with not many weapons and there's crates like stashes around the map, exactly like Warzone. You have the armor plates just like Warzone, and you get better armor vests that hold more plates, exactly like Warzone. It's basically Warzone maps, but for single player. Now, I'm not a fan of this because I like the old school campaigns, and I think the Modern Warfare 2 campaign was one of the better ones. And for them to do a sequel and to make it like a multiplayer type game mode, but in the campaign, I think that's a bit shitty. And the reviews have been all saying the same, right? You look at the review scores of Modern Warfare 3's campaign, and they've all been 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10, all having the same complaints. So I haven't finished it. Apparently, it's about 8 hours. Some reviews have been saying it's 4 to 5 hours. But I'll be able to give some proper feedback next podcast. But my initial impressions are quite low for the campaign, and that's just me, right? Because I like those kind of traditional campaigns. So I'm hoping I'm not going to feel burnt on Modern Warfare 3 for all of the aspects of it, because I've had a lot of fun on Modern Warfare 2. It's been out a year. I've put in over 400 hours into it, which is a hell of a lot. So I've got high expectations for Modern Warfare 3, and at the minute they've been soured. So yeah, it's a little bit frustrating, mate, to be honest. So that's all I wanted to say on it, because that's literally, I've not played anything more than that. Oh, also, right, I don't know if you haven't played Warzone, have you, Darren? So basically, when you're running around the map and you jump off buildings and stuff, you can pull out your parachute an infinite number of times. It's exactly like that as well. So it's just they've just it's a carbon copy of Warzone, all the mechanics and everything into some single player missions. So yeah, it's a meh from Webby, unfortunately, at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't heard a great deal good about it, to be honest. I mean, it looks nice.
Yeah,
That's one thing.
graphically it looks stunning. It really does. They've done a really good job. But that's probably only the only redeeming quality for the campaign at the minute for me, apart from the first mission. I have heard that the missions kind of chop and change between those kind of traditional missions and these open-ended ones. I'm just not a fan of the open-ended ones, because that's kind of what the multiplayer's for, in my opinion. So yeah, that's it, mate. We'll go on to you now.
I'll just bang on a little bit about Diablo 4.
Nice.
We played it, didn't we, last week again?
Yep.
A load of us ventured into Tier 3. You finally unlocked your Paragon board, etc.
Yep, for the first time. Yeah.
And obviously did some Nightmare Dungeons, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And
it was really good.
Having a fair bit of fun with it.
Yeah, who was it? It was me, you, Frosty, and Rogue, wasn't it? I think
so. Yes.
I think Frosty was on in one of those sessions as well. I can't remember which one, but yeah, it's been really good to be back on it, hasn't it? I think.
Apart from that, yeah, I will say the season pass is going a lot slower this season than it did last season.
Right. Okay.
Like the way you progress through the pass. Because I think by this time last season, I was probably around level 70 or something on the season pass, and now I'm like around level 44, 45.
Ah, right. I'm up to level 30, but as I've not bought the premium, so yeah. Interesting. Yeah, it's good fun
Yeah.
though, isn't it, mate, in co-op, I think?
Yeah, pretty much. Apart from obviously when you go into, like we figured out, when you go into dungeons,
Yes.
when you end up doing a hell of a lot less damage when you're in a group.
Yeah. Apart from when you're in the open world, you seem to do a lot more damage. But no, I'm really enjoying this season. This is the highest I've got a character in Diablo 4. So I'm level 52 now, because in my original character, I only got to level 48. So didn't even max out my character in the original when I originally played. So, but I think you level up a lot quicker now, and the new content's pretty good, I think, because it's just some extra little story, and it's just they have the events going around the map, and it's just I don't know, I'm just really enjoying playing it again. So that's all good. And did you see they've announced some new DLC that's coming out next year for it as well?
Yes, I did see that they'd basically announced like the expansion, isn't it? I think it's the expansion that they
Yeah,
basically announced for it.
yeah. That's going to be
And
paid for, though, isn't it?
another class coming as
Yep,
well.
brilliant.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be Crusader. I think that's going to come a bit later.
Yeah, I
think
think so
it's
too.
like
Yeah,
another newer class, but
yeah,
we shall see.
yeah. But no, I'm enjoying it. There's a few people in the Discord that are up for playing it quite a few nights a week by the looks of it. So, and it's always good. It's one of them games because you don't really have to concentrate a lot. You can just chat shit and go around and do dungeons or stuff on the world and blast the crap out of the minions. Yeah, it's good fun, man. I'm enjoying it. And I can see you're on it at the minute as well. Naughty, naughty.
Yeah, I just completely fucked up while I was in conversation as well.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I'm not amused. I've upgraded the wrong item.
Oh, no.
Wasted a ton of shit on it.
But apart from that, you're having fun on it.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Cool. Anything else you want to say on it, mate? Or not?
Not particularly. I mean, we've covered it countless times over the past month or so. I mean, this season's running until I think January, sometime in January. So there's plenty of time.
Yeah.
But I know that they're definitely going to be adding leaderboards to the game. I think there's talk of them adding like clan-related stuff to the game.
Yeah, brilliant.
And also talks of raids, maybe like end game raids.
Oh, that'd be interesting. So a bit like an MMO then.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're obviously taking inspiration there from. I definitely know that one Lost Ark, is it? That had raids and stuff in it, didn't it?
Yeah. Brilliant. Cool, mate. All right, back to me then, I guess.
Indeedly do.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about another new game I've been playing, RoboCop.
Oh, I've been playing this as well.
I think it's really good.
I think it's fantastic.
It's been one of the big surprises for me this year because this was not on my radar at all.
No, absolutely not.
It feels like it's another movie, like another story. I think someone said to me it's set in between a couple of movies or something. I'm not entirely
set in between RoboCops 2 and 3.
I don't really remember the stories of the movies, to be honest. It's been so long since I watched them, but I was a huge fan of them back in the day. I always thought they were really good. And I think that the game really does the movies justice because everything feels on point, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Like Detroit is basically run down, gritty, horrible.
Yeah,
All of the cars and vehicles in the game as well are of like the 80s timeline. They're like
yeah,
science fiction versions of like 80s vehicles and stuff.
yeah, yeah. Yes,
The characters like seem to be all there, like reprising their roles as well.
yeah. No, it's really well done. I think. Uh, Even down to the thing like what I really love is when you when you press your left trigger to aim, it does exact same style as the movies where it goes like the lines go on the screen and then like the little green lines go onto the enemies to show you where they are.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. So they've even got that down to a T, to be honest. All the voice acting is pretty cool. Like all the areas are really well done, I think, because they're kind of like open-ended areas, and you get obviously your main things you're meant to do, but then there's like little side missions as well in those areas, and you can like make enemies of the population or get them on your side, and like depending on how harsh you are, if that makes sense, on the crimes they've committed and what punishment you dish out, which I think is quite cool. So yeah, I think the graphics are absolutely amazing as well, really well done. Um, and the fights are really good. There is some boss battles in it. I think some of the boss battles can be quite challenging. I mean, how far into it are you, Darren?
I'm in the sort of first sort of area after the main sort of tutorial bit because there's a fair bit to do.
There is, yeah, there is. Because you're in that area, because you've got to go into the arcade place, but then there's loads of other areas you can visit, lots of side missions you can do. Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. I really do. I've had some very challenging boss fights. I will say as well, not to give you any spoilers, but there's a lot of characters return, robots and stuff like that, which is quite cool as well. What's that one called?
That's good.
What's that one called with the mini guns? You will comply or whatever. What's that called?
Oh, Ed 209.
Yeah, that's in the game as well. So that's quite cool. So yeah, but it goes quite deep into the story because it talks about because like RoboCop or Murphy as he's called sees a psychiatrist and moments throughout the game, and they talk about his feelings and stuff like that. And obviously, the people that made him are like, he hasn't got feelings; he's just a robot, you know, and all this sort of stuff. So it's quite cool. It's got a good little story to it. I'd say, you know. Yeah, I think it's really good, and you know, if you have a PC that can run it, it's only £25 on CD keys as well.
Nice.
So it's a really good price. I'm not sure how much it is on console. I think on the Xbox store it's £50. So I'm not sure how much the discs are though.
I think I paid about 42.
Okay.
So it's not too shabby. It's not like full price game. It is like slightly under.
Yeah.
Do you know what it kind of reminds me of in a sense?
What's that?
The way the game is actually structured. The Darkness. Not as in the way it plays or anything like that, but the way that you go into areas that are sort of open world, but they're kind of not.
Right.
And there's like multiple things and bits you can do there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's not like full open world or anything like that.
Yeah. You know, I like it. I think it's really, really cool. Gives you that bit of exploration. Yeah, it's good, mate. So yeah, RoboCop is awesome. If you've got time and the money, pick it up. It's well worth your time. I look forward to carrying on playing it this week. Yeah. Back to you, Darren.
Nice. Well, I haven't really played too much more than that, to be honest.
Oh, wow.
Final Fantasy. Did I talk about the Fall Guys stuff, or was that? No, it was last week they added that, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, they've added a Final Fantasy level into Fall Guys, haven't they?
Yeah, and they've also added Fall Guys into Final Fantasy 14.
Oh, really?
So you go into the Gold Saucer and you can play like a weird version of Fall Guys there.
Oh, that's quite cool. To listen to the rest of this week's awesome episode, you need to subscribe to the Patreon. So head on over to patreon.com/360gamercast. From as little as £5 a month, you get to listen to this week's awesome episode where we talk about loads of games, including the amazing Adam Wake 2. And you also get access to some cool outtakes as well. So do not miss out. Sign up today. That's patreon.com/360gamercast.